Hey guys, what up? So I'm back with another video after being away from my channel for a long ass time. So today's video is gonna be kind of interesting. So it's gonna be about a story about how I think the girl I'm dating is faking her pregnancy. Now, interesting thing is that I live out here in Kuwait. As you guys can see, I live out here in Kuwait, and the reason that I live here is because I'm a government contractor and I work for a company that provides F-18 support to the Kuwaiti Air Force. So that's why I live out here. I'm a weapons systems technician and I work on aircraft weapon systems. So that's what I do. And that's why I'm here. So, on to the story. So, I have a very strong reason to believe that the girl that I was dating is faking her pregnancy. And here's why. So, the backstory. I met this chick in 2018, and I met her through another friend of mine's. Boom. The first night we met, I hooked up with her, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much never saw her again after that. That was in 2018. Fast forward to September of this year, I'm on Facebook dating and I'm swiping, just swiping away. Not really realizing who I swiped on. And I swipe across this chick, and not realizing who it was, I just shoot her a message, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm just, just firing off messages, seeing who I can link up with. And she realizes that she's talking to me before I realize that I'm talking to her. And I don't recognize her because I ain't seen her in so long. So one thing leads to another, you know what I'm saying? We ended up, linking up, going on a date. You know what I'm saying? I took her to the beach. You know what I'm saying? We start kicking it real heavy off the jump. Spending lots of time together, spending lots of weekends together. You know what I'm saying? She's coming over to the crib. She's kicking it heavy, staying for like 4 days at a time. And, that's pretty much like the gist of it, you know what I'm saying? So fast forward to about the end of October, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about relationships, this and that. And then I noticed, like, kind of off the jump, she starts pressing, for commitment. I don't want to say right off the bat. That kind of is right off the bat though. Like a month and a half in, pushing for a commitment kind of is right off the bat. So I'm noticing, she hinted a couple of times at me being her girlfriend. I'm just kind of like, not yet. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still feeling her out. There's things in her personality that I'm still looking at. Things about her life that I'm still looking at and trying to, trying to put the pieces together to see if it all makes sense. See if it adds up to what she says it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm having a few doubts. You know what I'm saying? But nothing blaring is sticking out at me. You know what I'm saying? We continue dating or whatever. Boom. Comes time for me to leave to go to Kuwait. You know what I'm saying? She's assuring me that, she's going to be there for me. She's holding shit down. She's, helping me like clean my house and stuff. Helping me with last minute stuff that I couldn't handle before it was time to leave to go to Kuwait. And mind you, like, it's probably wasn't the smartest move, but I had this woman staying in my house when I wasn't there. And mind you, again, we're just getting to know each other. Even though we met back in 2018, this is the most time we spent around each other. So I'm doing I'm doing a lot. I'm doing a lot real soon. You know what I'm saying? I gave her a level of access that I would normally not really give any chick this soon. So, classic case of doing too much too soon. So, closer to the time that it's getting to me for me to leave, you know what I'm saying? We start, you know, doing the do, having sex unprotected, right? And I kind of feel like I should have seen this play, but, you know, not really paying attention. You know what I'm saying? I'm just in the moment, you know what I'm saying? Doing what I do, doing what we do, you feel me? So we start having sex unprotected, close to the time it gets ready for me to leave, about 2 weeks out. And then I've noticed she starts talking about, you know, her breasts start hurting. She starts talking about her breasts, you know, her breasts are hurting. She's not feeling well. And then boom, when I'm gone, she starts, you know, saying that she's throwing up, this, that, and the third, cravings, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, shit, shorty might be pregnant. And then she says, you know, I miss my cycle. I'm like, my cycle hasn't came yet. I'm like, okay. I'm like, shorty probably pregnant for real. I'm like, she pregnant for real, but I'm not there to verify any of these symptoms. I'm just taking her word on it because what else can I do? I ain't there. And I ain't never really got a chick pregnant before. So I don't really, you know, I don't know firsthand, you know, exactly what she says she's going through. So fast forward, you know, a couple of weeks, you know, she's still complaining about throwing up, you know, in the morning, urinating a lot, you know, weird cravings, particularly fast food, you know what I'm saying, in and out, you know, to be specific. Complaining about her breast hurting, this and that. So, you know, I don't really know what to think. So I'm like, okay, boom, I tell her, I was like, all right, bet. Like, go take a pregnancy test. Like, go to Walmart and get a pregnancy test. And she's just like, nah. She's just like, nah. Like, I'm so shy, I don't know. She's like, I don't know. It's might be too early to take a pregnancy test. So I'm just like, okay, all right, whatever. And then, you know, a couple more, you know, weeks go by. I'm asking her about this pregnancy test. She's saying she thinks she's pregnant. I'm like, okay, go get a pregnancy test. And she just won't do it, right? So I asked her, like I said, I keep asking her about that, and she's not doing it. And then she tells me she goes to the doctor for her lupus, because she has lupus, right? She goes to the doctor, and she says that during the blood test that they ran on her, they noticed that her HCG levels are abnormally high. And I think she's told me around like 6,000 or something. Mind you, I don't really know what that means because I'm not up on pregnancy game. I don't know because I never got anybody pregnant before. And she's saying that her HCG levels are high, and they're probably saying that she's pregnant. I'm like, all right, bet. Like, let me get some like proof or something. So she says the following, like, you know, Tuesday or something, she's gonna, you know, go back to the doctor, and she's gonna get a letter, like a pregnancy verification letter, stating that she's pregnant. So I'm like, all right, makes sense. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, so we go, well, not we, but she supposedly goes to the doctor, gets the letter, and I'm asking for the letter, and she's like, I'll send it to you. I'm having to ask her like a bunch of times to like send me this letter, and she finally gets around to sending it. So she takes a screenshot not a screenshot, but she takes a picture of the letter with her camera phone that's on her laptop, right? And when I get the letter, I'm noticing a lot of things wrong. So, for one, she didn't forward the email from the doctor. And one of her excuses was, like, yeah, it's got personal information in it. And I don't want to send it because, PII and HIPAA and this, that, and the third. I'm like, okay, I get that. And then she's like, yeah, the document's password protected and the password is my social, da, 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 da. I'm like, okay, I get all that, but like, I still need to see something, okay? So she, like I said, she takes the picture with her phone. She sends a snap to me, and obviously I saved the snap, right? And like I said, off bat, I'm noticing mad things wrong. So the date of birth, she gets wrong. Her date of birth is March. I'm just gonna say March, 1996. She put March 2025 as her date of birth. I'm like, something ain't right? Something ain't right. So I'm looking through the letter, and I'm noticing other things. Obviously, I put this into ChatGPT, right? Because I ain't gonna lie, I didn't notice it like right off the bat. So I put it in there, and ChatGPT is just like, date of birth is wrong, gestational age, bam, that's wrong. It's listed in there twice. That's wrong. Da 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 da. And this is where I find out that I think the letter is not genuine. So at the bottom of the letter, it's also got conditions on there about her lupus, this and that and the third, right? So I get to the bottom of the letter, and then it's got the doctor's office, right? It just has the doctor, the address, the doctor's signature, which, by the way, is like one of those signatures that you can find like in Microsoft Word that kind of looks like cursive, but you could tell it's obviously not handwritten, right? So I go to the bottom, I'm looking at the address, I Google the address, find the doctor's office, right? And then pretty much what happened is, like, this is the fucked up part. So I Google, like I said, I Google the address, find the doctor, I email the doctor, and I say, the email goes something like this. I say, hey, I have a reason to believe that the doctor at this doctor's office credentials are being misused because da 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 da. Boom. If you can provide me confirmation on whether this is true or not, I greatly appreciate it. Boom. Here, a couple days later, I hear back from the office. They're like, yeah, this letter did not come from our office. And I'm like, okay, well, thank you. So, like, in the midst of an argument, she calls me out for, liking Instagram, girls' pics on Instagram, certain reels and stuff that I shared or whatever. And then I call her out on her shit. I'm like, yo, this pregnancy letter, I don't think it's real, because I called the doctor's office. I talked to them on the phone. They looked up your information. They said you're not in their system. And then she tried to be like, oh, it was a telemedicine appointment. And mind you, like, I've already done the research on this doctor. Like, that office doesn't do telemedicine because they accept in-person visits. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not on the up and up on this stuff. So, like, I'm just going off of what I find and what people are telling me. And secondly, this doctor is not an OGBYN either, because I looked up his NPI number, and I guess that's a number for doctors that's listed publicly, that tells the public all their credentials and this, that, and the third, right? So the doctor's not an OGBYN. He's in Beverly Hills, which is very far away from where I live. About two and a half, almost 3 hours from where I live in California, right? The date of birth is wrong. The signature is obviously some shit off of Microsoft Word that's not even like legit. It wasn't handwritten or nothing. So got all these errors on there. Plus I got the emails from the doctors that tell me that it did not come from their office. So I confront her with the evidence and she still lies. She says that it's from a telemedicine, blah, 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 whatever. And then she also says that, hey, it's not going to be in their system because, you know, or whatever fucking bullshit reason she tried to tell me. She was like, it's not going to be in their system because it was a telemedicine appointment. And I can't remember exactly what she said, but I know it was some bullshit. So at this point, I'm just like, man, like that, the shit don't add up. You know what I'm saying? I can't see any symptoms because I'm not there. And she's still claiming that she's pregnant. She hasn't told her mom yet. But I'm just like, first person you probably want to tell is your mother. If when a woman is pregnant, she's about to bring a new life into the world, the first person she's probably going to want to tell is her mom. But, you know, she didn't tell her mom. And we also had some arguments about, you know, whether to keep it or whether we not keep it. And I told her I didn't want to, you know, keep it at first. But then I decided I said, hell yeah, like, let's keep it. You know what I'm saying? Let's not do that. But now she's talking about she wants to go ahead and do that. And I'm thinking the reason is because she's not pregnant. And that's her excuse to not provide any documentation. Because I'm like, you wanted to keep it before, but now you're saying you want to get rid of it because you don't want to co-parent with me because, you know, because of this or because of that. I'm like, how convenient. You know what I'm saying? Like, how convenient that now you don't want to keep it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the story of why I think she's not even pregnant, because of the letter, what the doctor's office told me, all the mistakes in that letter. And then now she's talking about I don't want to keep it because I don't want to co-parent with you because, you know, I don't want to co-parent with somebody like you and this, that, and third. I'm like, all right, bet. And she still has not provided any real documentation from the doctor's office. She has not forwarded me no emails. She has not given me no paperwork, no nothing. So I have nothing to go off of except for like what I've found on my own and based off of what I know about pregnancy, you know, without actually having to like go through it. So based upon that, guys, like, what do you guys think? You think she's full of it? You think she's capping? Or you think there may be a small chance that she might be pregnant? Because she's still doubling down on those symptoms. I still don't have any paperwork. I still can't see because I'm still here in freaking Kuwait. You know what I'm saying? So you guys let me know what you think. You think that shit is cap? I'm thinking it's 90% cap. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for listening. I'll let you guys later. Peace.